Hello, everyone. This is Parental World Knowledge, and I just want to welcome everybody for our holiday broadcast. We'll be making right now potato pancakes. I hope that everybody will join me in making this. Right now we have organic eggs, and I'm using 4 large eggs, so I hope you have that. If not, you could use regular eggs, but organic, as I did in my second test run, I did state that they are better to use for our health. It's great for people that have allergies or any health problems, or even if you don't have health problems, it keeps you healthy. All right, so I'm going to take now, I have the eggs, these are large, okay, so let's go. 1. I'm putting it in a small bowl, as you can see, so you can beat them up. I hope everybody's enjoying the holidays so far. Okay, I got 4 now. They are large. And if they tend to be, sometimes they say large, and today, unfortunately, things aren't always as they say on the box. If you see it smaller, you can always add an extra egg, because I get in my boxes, and even though I'm spending for organic, I'm getting some that are small. And like some will be this size, this is large, and then I get little bitty ones. So in that case, I would put an extra egg, so if it's that small, one is small like that. All right, so now we should beat them quite well. And when I say beat, I'm showing you, I'm turning my fork like this. I'm beating it quite well. We want the eggs with the yolk and the white to be all mixed very well. And it makes your pancakes lighter too, the fact that you're beating it quite well. Now, if everybody is, as I wrote before, to invite guests, you have to be 18 or more. And, tell people to join in. It is free, but you can donate to our college fund and keep our website free. There's a button on parentalworldknowledge.com, and you can donate. The $50 will go to 50% to keeping our site free and 50% to our college fund. And we will be putting that in a separate account for the college fund, not in our Parental World business account, because we don't want to use those funds. We want to use that only for college. And it's for anyone in the world that can apply, as long as you have a valid reason for taking courses. You can't just take courses and expect us to fund that. This is not just for fun. This is for you having something that is worthwhile career afterwards. And we just ask you to, put that in writing. And that's how our criteria are selecting. So like I said, it's free, this webcast, but, we're asking if you can to enjoy our webcast, to please. All right, that's beat up well. Now we're going to be doing a number of things here. We have our matzah meal, or you can use a pancake mix. I mean, you could take any brand. And what I would say is to take your matzah meal as a cup, and if you're using, you can use a pancake, whole grain, a whole wheat pancakes mix. You know, just not a potato pancake, but I'm just saying a whole wheat regular pancakes mix, and you can use a cup of that. So that will be flour, as opposed to if you don't want to have the, this is for people celebrating Hanukkah, or, you know, you could even try it. It is very good. Just delicious. I've had people that were guests the other day, and I made these, and they loved it. They never had before, and they enjoyed the pancakes. Everyone tried it and enjoyed it. All right. So now I have a cup, and this is a full, you know, definitely 8-ounce cup. So make sure that you use a standard 8-ounce size. Okay. You always make sure that it's level. When I mean level, you can take your fork, and you can just be sure that there's not more than a cup in there. And if you didn't have a regular cup, an 8-ounce that you know is accurate, like this is accurate, definitely, I would take a dry cup. You know, usually the cups are metal. If it's liquid, it would be a glass see-through cup. No expert cooks know that, but I'm just, you know, for anyone that's a new cook. And when you push it down, you can see, you know, you could use a little bit more. I pushed it down. You see, it wasn't exactly, so, you know, you could see. You could put a little extra to be sure that it's up to it, the top level of the cup. Now, when I make my potato pancakes, I like to use not a grater, because you can cut yourself on a grater. I rather use a potato peeler, or it could be vegetable peeler or fruit peeler, definitely, because I have been so careful when I'm doing grating, and I always find that it's just, my hands are sensitive, and I just would find my skin getting irritated by using that grater. So I don't even want to use a grater. So it's easier. You hold the potato in one hand, and you go the opposite direction. Don't have it by your hand. You go it forward, and going forward. This is my hand. This is where it is, forward, away from it. All right, and do it on a cutting board. I have a non-slip cutting board, and you know, that is something very essential, because I just had a friend for the holidays. I didn't ask her how she did it, but I I presume she was making some potato pancakes at this time of year, and she cut her hand. So my thought is you need to have the right utensils. And I use a small, once it's, thin with that peeler, you can use a thin knife to be chopping up the potato. I don't use a big, heavy knife. There is no sense. You're not cutting a pineapple. You're not cutting, other things that are larger, a melon. I mean, you don't need a large knife. And this is how we prevent accidents. And please be so careful. Okay, so now we have leveled our cup. And you can see this is level now. See? I'm going to put that cup in. And if there's any excess, you can take your fork. Just try to get a little bit out. Now, I'm going to mix that in. And another thing, I tried this time with my pancakes, I used fresh chicken broth. Well, I had unexpected 3 extra guests. And of course, they wanted to have my chicken broth and my matzo balls, or you can say dumplings. I mean, because that's, basically it's the same thing. So they wanted that, and I had used almost every drop of my soup because everybody wanted some. And it's, good to have on hand, which, because I'm doing the broadcast now and I don't have my broth. And I'm not going to go make another chicken because I was going to do stuffed peppers tonight. So I don't want to have all that food. It's going to be 3 days of stuffed peppers, and I love it, and my meatballs. So you can get, as I said before in other broadcasts, earlier webinars, it's a natural herb, real flavor chicken granulated bouillon. So this is, a bouillon, any bouillon you can, get that's chicken broth, and put, if you're using fresh soup, if you have it on hand, it'd be 3 tablespoons. And, this is a tablespoon. And so I would, put 3 tablespoons of regular soup. If you're going to be using, you have to follow what's on your broth. This is actually only for each person, it says a teaspoon. So it's a whole different thing that you're using 3 tablespoons for this. You're gonna be using teaspoons. So just be careful when you buy your, depending on what your broth is. I mean, I don't know. This is a great made with real chicken, and it's organic and it's healthy. So hopefully this is what you get for your broth if you have it on hand. Or you could use regular if you have regular too, but I prefer to use organic things. I'm really switching, and it's healthier. All right, so we want to, it's 2 teaspoons as opposed to a tablespoon. This is 3 teaspoons, so just put in 2. Now, it's just to give it some flavor. That's all that was about. All right, so mix that in. And now, seasoning, I like to put in, I have kosher salt, or you could use regular salt, but or any sea salt, because I do find the kosher or the sea salt is healthier for you. So as opposed to regular salt, you're getting things in that regular salt. It's not as pure as the sea. And the kosher salt is also sea salt in there. So I would definitely use this. And our family, we, I know my father can't have much, even with the sea salt, and I really shouldn't for my health to have too much. So I just do a hearty sprinkle. You can season it the way you want, as long as your health is good, and you can use salt. But I definitely would put a hearty sprinkle. But I can't use more than that. So I count about 5, and that's how I sprinkle it in. And same thing for the pepper. I have a black pepper corn. It's with a grinder. You see the grinder there? You just turn it back and forth. And you season it the way you want. I just do, like I said, about 5. I count to 5 and I get my pepper in there. All right. Now, another thing is you have to chop up the onion and the potato. I'm going to start with the onion first. And now use a half of a Spanish onion. And this happens to be a very nice one. Nice and white. And if you see any green parts on your onion, please remove. What I'm just doing is slicing straight down with my little cutting knife. This is a great dicing knife. I'm just doing slices, and now I'm going to dice it. It's best not to do your potato. I'm going to save it for the end because your potato stands there and it can get brown, and you don't want it to look, discolored. And I wait to the end for that. Always cut away from you, as I said. So I'm cutting away from me, back here, my hand, and I'm going forward away. Cut forward, away from you. Never towards your body. And the thing is, using the cutting board, everyone has to have a cutting board, please. Because it's just too much going on for the holidays. There's excitement. You don't want to be rushing to the hospital. God forbid, that would not be a good holiday. And be careful, too, with the van doors. A friend of mine just closed the door right on her arm while she was working. Oh, God. So please be so careful with that. And especially with your kids. These doors, they should really close a lot slower. You seem to just, you push it and it just goes flying. There should be like something when they design it to make it a little bit slowed down. And even if you're in a hurry, she was, working, and she's catering to senior citizens. So, she was in a little bit of a hurry, and she wasn't used to riding in that van. She's, had her own car normally, but I guess her car was in the shop. So my thought is, with these vans, you just got to be so careful to be shutting it as slow as you can. They don't seem to have anything, a gripper thing that makes it slow down. So you have to just be slow. Even if you're, getting the kids off, you want to get them off to different activities in school, you still have to take your time. Okay, so we're still, slicing, and then we're going to be dicing, and I'll show you in a minute what that looks like if you're when you cook. And like I said, take off those green spots. Sometimes, you know, even though this is a beautiful onion, Spanish onion, you still have to take off, like this. This looks a little green, so I'm taking that piece off. Any hard pieces, take off. You don't need it hard. You don't want it hard in your, this is kind of hard, so I'm taking that piece off. You have to really dice this quite well. So it takes, you know, it takes some time. When I say dice, I'm talking about a little piece about that size, you know, should be diced. So and you're going to be putting this in olive oil, and so I would, you know, say a nice would be best if you have a non-stick pan, a large one, and just put in enough just for the bottom of the pan. You don't want to put too much, just so that it doesn't stick. Even though it's a non-stick pan, I still put in and the taste. And this is organic olive oil. And like I said, I switched to organic. I don't know if you can see it says organic on there, but it is organic. All right, so, and you're just going to put in enough for the bottom of the pan. If you don't have a non-stick pan and you're going to have to put a little bit more. I would, you know, say for one that doesn't have a non-stick pan, put enough, like I would say, you know, you're just putting a thin amount for there. I would put like twice as much, just so that it's not going to be sticking. Because with this mozzarella flour, you know, it can stick. Just, you know, when you're making pancakes, you know, the same token. So definitely. And I would do that as soon as I get, you know, this mixed, and, you know, it heats up very quickly, the organic olive oil. And I find I like that. It doesn't seem to burn. I just love it. Just love this so much. I used to use the extra virgin dry olive oil, but the organic is so much more superb. It even tastes better. Besides, you know, cooks better. It just has a much better taste to it. I find I can even use it. It's interesting. I sometimes make balances, and I find that I used to use butter because it didn't come out right with the extra dry olive oil, but now I can use the organic for my balances. It comes out perfect. So it makes a difference. It keeps things from sticking. Doesn't make it too, I don't know, when I used the other olive oil, it was just not getting as crispy. Certain things I would make. I mean, I want it crispy, but I don't want it burnt. That's for sure. Certain things would come soggy if you use, like you're making balances before with the extra virgin. That's why I had to still use sometimes butter. But it's okay to use as long as you're not allergic. You don't have a problem. It's okay to once in a while you need some good fats. So it's okay. And I don't often have balances. But I do like blueberry. You're going to try them. Try blueberry. Delicious. And it's very good because of the oxidants in the blueberry. Just so healthy for your health. And I just keep dicing. Like I said, make sure it's always away from you. And every now and then you could, pick up and take some of that off so that you can get more room to dice. My father usually doesn't eat so many. He ate 3 large pancakes. He really liked these potato pancakes. As you get older, you're eating a little less, but he enjoyed them. They were so light and good. And I can't believe people that never had them liked them, which, that's great. They've never had, this with the matzo meal, and was very happy. And my matzo balls, oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it, what was going on there. I, didn't know these extra people were coming, and they asked me to make more, and I made more, but they, ate already some from my son and from his friend, and so then, and they were eating the potato pancakes, so they didn't eat that much. And it's like they liked it, but they, they ate so much from them, they didn't feel like having any more, because I gave a few to my son and a few to his friend in a bowl of soup. And now I know I am not going to knock myself out next time. These 2 skinny girls did not want to eat that much. They were eating, they liked it, but, so I learned my lesson. They didn't tell me, ahead of time that they were coming. I'm not going to be doing that. As much as I love cooking, I had to make a whole new pot of soup and matzo balls, and it's a lot to do. And one day I will show you how to make them too. Or dumplings, you call them. And a woman I heard started a restaurant just with dumplings. She puts everything on those dumplings. Interesting. I never would think. I would just think putting it in soup, but she was putting all kinds of different Chinese food on the dumplings, and she made spicy ones. She made all different types, and it was maybe I think 30 different types of dumplings on her list, which is interesting. I've never really, tried that, but, interesting to try, making some Chinese cuisine and putting it on the dumplings. That's a meal in itself. I wouldn't even think how she would, that's how she makes her living, just by dumplings alone. That's, and it becomes a meal. I would never even think that. It's a very good idea. Now, I make excellent dumplings, so. My son's not a big eater, and when it comes to that, he does eat a few. He always does. I know he won't eat the soup if I don't put them in. So it's a way of getting him to have that good nutritional soup. All my vegetables in it. You have to learn, parents, to get the children to eat certain things, vegetables. You gotta, you know, make the dumplings and different things for them. Kids can be picky eaters, and this way you get them not to be picky. Find what they like, and then add the vegetables. This way they'll want to eat healthy. Put something good in that they like, and then they'll eat all the vegetables and the soup. Okay, so we're almost done with this. Now the onion, and then we're going to start on our potato. And you set the timer, please, and always make sure that you have a pot holder when you're touching a pan. Avoid touching up. You know, the handle can get hot, especially using oil. And always keep your pot holders near your stove. So set the timer for, I would say, 20 minutes, and I would, then, check it. Keep it on medium flame. And always stand by don't leave the area when you're doing these pancakes. I know that they can burn. If you're going to do that, you got to put it on very low because you don't want them burning. But it should be 20-30 minutes depending on your stove. I have an older stove, so it definitely takes me 30 minutes. I want them crispy. Make sure the oil is hot before you put it in. It just takes a few minutes for it to heat up. Now my son, he went on a road trip to take his friend to Florida, where he's going to be living now, because flights were being canceled and he was not going to be able to get out there. And he has a job that he was offered by his brother-in-law, and working at a car dealership and motorcycle place to do repair. So he drove him down there, and he's going to do his car for free. Have a lot of things that have to be done on the car. He took a prior trip because he's an architect. So he unfortunately didn't have the car parts at that point. Once he had it, had to have it looked at, and then he had to order the parts online. And they're guaranteed and insured, so it's good. And I think it's very kind of him that he did that, but he just drove through. The weather started getting bad. It was okay yesterday, but today, and they said tornado warnings, and he was driving through, and thank God that it didn't hit down in Georgia. In the southern part, he said he just missed a tornado, which is a miracle. And also northern Florida, they said that it was a tornado watch. But I personally would have not attempted. I told him that the weather was bad and I wouldn't go down. His friend was, intending on traveling on Wednesday. Didn't say anything about him traveling, but I found out he was volunteering to help him get down there. And I just think that you got to use your common sense. I know he wants to help his friend, but you can't take a chance. But thank God he got him down in time, so he's going to make his job, that he doesn't lose it. But my wise thought is he should have taken a train, and he just not taken the car. And even if it did cost more to fix our car, that is okay. I value my son's life more than to worry about the cost. So my advice, the trains were running, could have taken a train. His friend. Now, the thing is, you have to call a train ahead of time that you're going to take it, because otherwise it costs a fortune. You just have to plan ahead. Okay, so we're almost done with this. Never take all the hard pieces out and anything green. See, like, that's a hard piece. Another hard piece. Just don't use those pieces, please. He's cutting away from you. Okay. A little of the onion you diced, so you have room to cut again, as I said before. So much easier with this little knife. These paring knives, this is what you need. You can't use the big knives. And you don't have to hold the onion, you can just, like I held it when I was slicing it, but you don't have to hold it when you're dicing it. So that's a good thing. There's nothing, this will stay steady. You're not going to hurt yourself. All right, we're almost done. Okay, now to get your onion done, you're going to now start with potatoes. And always, wash with the, I did this upstairs, so I don't have a sink down here, but make sure you use your vegetable cleaner to spray a little bit and wash all your veggies. I had cleaned everything upstairs. I've mentioned in other times that you take this was a nice clean onion, and how you clean it, use your veggie cleaner. You just spray it on. You buy it in the store. You spray a little on, and you just wash it off with cold water, and that's it. And you just rinse it well and shake it off. Now these are nice potatoes. They're large, and I'm going to use, I had 4 that I used large for the batch I made last time. I didn't do it on the air. I did it in my home. And then this time, though, there's one that's small. It's about half the size of this, so I'm going to use 5 potatoes. So I would suggest, if there are 4 large ones, this is, the size, I consider large. So, because they're pretty big and pretty thick. And I definitely would use 5 if you have one small one. So keep in mind. Now, when we peel it, we're going to hold it on this end, and you're going to peel away from you. And put it onto that cutting board and just peel away. I'm going to take all the peels off. And if there's any brown spots or parts that you don't want, you always can cut that off too. We want the peels, and we don't want any brown parts, the parts of the spuds. We don't want that. We don't want black marks. You can just turn the potato as you're going, and always keep, when you're turning it, keep your, don't be cutting. Turn it when you're not cutting with the peeler. And after you have all this off, then we're going to just be using the peeler like you peel anything, apples or whatever. You're just going to be peeling strips of the potato, and it's perfect. I mean, you just have to then dice a little bit, cut it up a little bit. You don't have to dice it real small. You just have to cut it up a little bit. A strip, you might want to cut, if it's a long strip, you can cut it in 3 pieces, and that's it. You want it strips. So like a strip would be, you could have like a strip like that size. So, because you don't want it, too big in the latke so that it can cook properly and get crispy. sure your tools are always good. I just bought this peeler, so you have to make sure that you have new tools that are working. I have to cut off a part of this because it's inside. You can't really peel that. See, it's like a piece there. I'm going to cut that off. Now you're going to start, once you got your peels off, you're going to start to just peel off some strips. As I said, it's easy just to put it down so it's steady. And just peel away. And what I like to have with this, if you have any applesauce, and sour cream is a good alternative on the side. So you just put it on the side in your plate. A little applesauce and a little sour cream. If you have both, that's great. Then people can get a choice. I have applesauce tonight, so that's what I'm going to put. And I will put a little sour cream too, but I do love the applesauce the best. And I know my son, he likes the applesauce too. I'm so happy I made them before he took off. He had his potato pancakes. And you don't have to take the last piece of this potato, even if there's a little bit left. That's okay. You don't want to cut your hand, so I just wouldn't use the last piece. You can leave enough that you're not going to cut your hand. Because I am holding on, as I'm peeling this. Holding the potato with the other hand. Just make sure that you don't put this peeler near your hand. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to I'm taking off, see, I left that much. It's a little piece. I'm not going to worry about cutting my hand. So now, just cut it in strips. As I said, before, and I'll show you. That's a strip. So that's fine because it's thin and it's not, too big. And that's perfect. You're going to have your potato pancakes. Like a pro. And it's nice having a little grape juice too, or even wine. Grape wine would be nice with having your pancakes. These potato pancakes are very good with that. And if you don't have any grape juice and you wanted to have like a grape taste with this, you could put a little grape jelly on the side too. Dip that in there. If you don't have anything else, the applesauce or the sour cream. I have organic grape jelly. So I would turn these pancakes over within, like I said, it could be 20 minutes, so you would want to turn it over within 10 minutes just to see if it's done in 20. If it's not, if you feel that it still needs more, leave it to 15 minutes before you flip it over. But it will be 20 to 30 minutes cooking time, depending on your stove. And also, I have high altitude here, so it takes me 30 minutes, or 15 on each side. Plus, my stove is older. And I hope and pray everyone has good health and a very happy new year. I pray a miraculous healing prayer for everyone. You want me to pray for you and your family members. There should be peace everywhere in the world. God does the healing. I just do the prayer. God heals 100%. And everybody, so if you just want to pray to God with me, if you do want healing, it would be health, emotional, whatever the reason, even just peace in your life. If you ever need to get in touch with me, you can always call me, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Sunday. And that's 973-736-1637. Again, 973-736-1637. We're in West Orange, New Jersey, USA. And that's the same number for ordering the bracelets, as I said before, you can get for $5. So, all right, now I'm gonna cut some more potatoes. Always move your tools away. Just want to have one tool by you. You don't want to have anything in your way. Move everything away. Well, this one looks a little better. Not as bruised. Just keep turning it when you're not peeling. We've got to get onto the eggnog. With the eggnog, you're going to need a large bowl. You're going to need a large pot. You're going to first put your milk into the pot, and you're going to make it till it thickens. You just keep, on medium flame, and every now and then stir it so that, and take your pot holder, please, before you touch the lid. Even though it has that plastic on top, you still could get burnt. That sometimes gets hot. And my thought, is to stir it every now and then, gently, so that it evenly cooks and thickens. It's like making pudding, if you've ever made pudding. You just want to make it thick enough and rich. And you don't put the eggs in. You keep the eggs separate, and you're going to beat the eggs in gently in your bowl. I just said the large bowl. I'm using only 6 because my son's not home. I would have used 12. Originally, I planned on 12, but since and that was before I knew he was going to be traveling. I just found out that he was traveling. So I'm just using 6 organic eggs. And I'm going to be using 5 8-ounce cartons of milk. And what I would suggest that you just, like I said, put all the milk into the pot. And you're going to need the large bowl for the eggs to keep it separate. And you have to make sure that it just thickens, just like I said, it has to be, so it's not watery. You don't want it looking like regular milk. You want it thickened. And then you're going to pour the milk into your egg that you have in your bowl, and you'll thicken up your egg somewhat. You put all your seasoning and everything in too. You're going to need definitely, I use the pumpkin pie spice. That's what I'm going to be putting in, which has everything. You know, the cinnamon. It has the ginger. You know, everything that you would want when you make eggnog. I like it a little spicier. If you want to just use, you could use cinnamon and ginger if you don't have all these, you know, this allspice that is for pumpkin pie, which, you know, has everything in it, you know, that is a little bit spicier, I like. And I would not, for young children, put in the vanilla. I have a vanilla extract because there is alcohol in it, and there is rum in mine. And you could use, rather, if you're doing this for adults, you could use, you know, just vanilla extract that doesn't have the rum in it, and you could use real rum. But I'm using, it's going to be 3. I like a zing to it, so it's going to be 3 tablespoons of my vanilla, and it has the rum extract in it. So I'll be using that, and I don't have young children, so it's okay. But if you do, please don't use that. You just put a little more extra spice in to zing it up. Go according to your family. If you know they like it spicy, you know, and put a little extra. I'm going to be using a good hearty sprinkle of my pumpkin pie spice. If I was using my cinnamon, and you can use nutmeg and ginger, you know, if you have that. Any of those spices would be great. The nutmeg is the most important one, really, which would be in the pumpkin pie spice to me. I like it a zingy kind of a eggnog. So you're going to put that in, and then you're going to mix that up. And after you do that, then you're going to put it back in the pot and just leave it just for, you know, stir it, and just be sure that you're not burning yourself. Have your pot holder, have a large spoon so you're not, you know, leaning right against the pot, and, you know, just stir it and gently, and just don't, you know, really cook it because you don't want to have hard-boiled eggs in there. You just want it. You want to just heat up the mixture just for a couple of minutes, and that's it. You know, so just keep it on low at that point. Just do it low and just stir it. Just a couple of minutes. On my stove it would be a couple of minutes. Maybe on your stove it would be a minute, because my stove doesn't cook that fast. So really just quickly stir it in for about a minute. If you're not in high altitude, and I have an older stove, so just about a minute. If you have high altitude and older stove, then I would say 2. But keep it on low this time, because the eggs you don't want to make. You don't want to make hard-boiled eggs in it. You want to have eggnog. You want it smooth and creamy. And if you're putting in the alcohol, put in as much as you feel. I mean, I'm putting in 3 tablespoons, so, you know, you want to have some kick and zing. And that's it for my eggnog. And there's one more thing. I'm not putting cream or coconut. You can, you know, put coconut milk. I'm going to put ice cream. So I have vanilla, just plain ice cream. It's not high calorie. You know, this is one of the lower ones, and I'm going to put that in. So I think that's going to be delicious. So it's very simple. You just have basically to first heat up the milk, make sure that it's creamy, and then you're going to have your eggs beat up and put your spice and put your vanilla in if you can, if you're not having young children. Anybody 18 or over, that's different. Then you can put in the vanilla and put in the rum extract or put in some rum. And go according to your taste, how much you want to put in. I normally don't put in, I use my vanilla, so I don't normally put in right from the bottle of the rum. So I would put in according to your taste. I wouldn't put too much because, even if your children are 18 or over, you don't want people getting intoxicated. Just for enough for a taste. But now you know my secret. I'm going to use the vanilla ice cream. I think that will do better. And then what I would do is sprinkle a little bit of the pumpkin spice on top, or you can use your nutmeg and cinnamon and a little bit of ginger. And, just so that it looks presentable. And put it in if you have nice serving cups. It looks really lovely. I have some beautiful crystal cups. That looks very pretty and festive. Especially with the alcohol, you're making it little cups as opposed to big glasses. You don't want to intoxicate people if you're putting a good deal of alcohol in. I'm just using my extract. I'm not putting in right from the alcohol bottle. So mine's going to be mild with the vanilla. But rum is really the best. I was talking to my son's friend. He said, yes, he loves the rum. Rum is, the best taste with eggnog, in my opinion. And many other people also. I've asked my son. He said rum also. So I hope everyone enjoy. I'm almost done with this, and I guess we're running out of time here to be so long. So there are parts on this potato that wasn't good. Yep. So we're a little over time, and I thank everyone for watching. And just remember to heat up the oil. Make sure that it's just bubbling a little bit, just starting. As soon as it starts to bubble, then you can put your potato pancakes in. I would turn off the flame and then put it back on so that you don't splash and burn your hands. So, just do that. But make sure you remember to turn it back on and set your timer. Thank you so much, everyone. And you have the best and happy holiday. Bye now, and a happy new year. Very happy and healthy. See you in 2015 next time.